A lot of your opponents don't know about the bishop's opening. The bishop's opening has a lot of traps and can make your opponents up to 10 moves, which is very aggressive. It starts with e4, a5, and then bishop to f4. It opens up with the bishop instead of the knight and takes some space on the e4 file. Your opponents will most likely go knight to f6, trying to develop a piece and try to attack our pawn on e4. While us, on the other hand, we will go pawn to d4 and gambit another pawn. Why are we doing this? There are a lot of traps and lines after this, and I will show you one of them already. For the mistake which a lot of people do, knight to e4, we can just take their pawn on e5, take some more space on their territory. This knight is also another liability because of the fact that if they go and try to develop their bishop, they can be easily forked by queen to d5 over, which can result into mate. It also forks the bishop on f5 and also forks the knight. They could go here and check our king, but that does nothing because when we go here, there's still threatened mate and also try to take the knight. So folks, if they go and save their knight, they will be mated, but if they don't go and save their knight and instead castle, we will take their free knight. So folks, you will guarantee to be winning this game if you just don't try to blunder your pieces. We're still attacking this bishop over here, and they must go bishop back to b6. And there is another line. What if they don't go bishop to c5, but instead go pawn to d5? And a lot of people actually do this in the database, and it is for the reason of attacking our bishop. But that does nothing because we are attacking the pawn double anyways, by taking the pawn on d5 to the bishop on d5. And so if they go here, now we are going to sacrifice our bishop on f7. Why are we trying to sacrifice our bishop on f7? Because if first they take the bishop on f7, we will take the queen and we will win the game and we will have so much material. So what if they don't do that, but instead go here? That doesn't matter because of course there's still the bishop on c1 going here to snipe the king and the queen on e7 and on d8. And so the king has to move or has to take our sacrificed bishop and has to take the queen. And that itself is very awesome. There's still another line over here. Yasmin is talking about bishop here and pawn to d5, which attacks the bishop, which is a blunder. But what if they go knight to c6, trying to go and develop and try to attack the pawn? And what we will do here is something similar to sacrificing the bishop again. Because when we sacrifice the bishop again, they will take and the queen will come to d5, and that is a fork, folks. That is a fork to the king and the knight on e4, and they have to move their king. And which benefits us, because not only we are sacrificing a bishop for a check to not make the king castle, but we are also taking back our material. And now let's go to the other line, where they don't take the pawn over here, but instead they take with the pawn, And this over here takes some space from us. And what are we gonna do about that? Is try to develop our knight and gambit again the other pawn. Why are we doing this? Because if they take first our pawn, we will take again their pawn on d4 and attack their knight, which gains them tempo. They have to go here or here. First, if they go here, it is the worst move. We are gonna go castle and activate our rook, which could be a potential threat to pin their own king to their own pieces. They first take our bishop on f4, executing a plan of which they will win with tempo, because if we don't castle over here, let's say for example if we go and try to develop our knight, if they go here and take our bishop, we will take back, they will gain tempo by trying to go here and take advantage of our queen, and of course we have to go away with our queen. Yeah, they have simply gained tempo. We're not just gonna simply develop but castle. What this does is that if they take now the bishop, well then folks, there is this check, which devastates them more, because now if they go and cover with the bishop on e7, which makes their pieces pinned, we're not gonna take the knight back. Not just yet, because we're just gonna take this pawn first on g7, and that attacks the rook over here. Well, now the rook has to move over here. Well, that is a problem, because now we can go over here, bishop to h6, which puts some more pressure on the rook on f8. So now they have to move the king, because if we take the rook, they cannot take again with the bishop because of this pin. Now they have to go here, pawn to d6, to avoid getting mated over here. And so if we take the rook, they will go here. They cannot again take with the queen because earlier it is pinned with the rook. And so folks, if they go here, king to d7, we're gonna take this pawn, and we are attacking yet again the knight. And so folks, we have +3 points among all of this. Instead of just taking the knight earlier, we have gained +3 points of the tactic that we did here, which is taking the pawn on d7 over here and attacking the rook, which leads into us trying to checkmate the king. which is what if they just develop with the knight and not take our free pawn on e4? Well, folks, that is another story, because now we are gonna go and try to gambit a pawn, because now we're gonna calmly castle again. Will go and try to develop their bishop on c5 and try to protect their pawn on d4. We will go on the other hand, pawn to e5 and try to attack their knight on f6. The knight must move or else it will be taken, and so if they go here, and now we are gonna go here, pawn to f3. And now, if they take the pawn on f3, they're gonna go and sacrifice our bishop on f7. Why are we doing this? Well then, folks, if they take the bishop on f7, we will go queen to d5. This is queen to d5, and that forks the bishop and the king. They have to move, and now they cannot castle. And then we're gonna take the bishop afterwards on f5. And that doesn't only stop, because now in the database, the most popular moves are very, very blunderous on black side. Because now, they will try to go here, and we will take a free pawn. But that doesn't stop there. Because now if they take the pawn on e5, which a lot of people do according to the database, because now when we trade the knight on e5, they will take back. And they have noticed that this is in one line. And now this is a pin because our rook is going to be on e1. If they don't do anything good, then we will try to take that knight anyways. But if they try to defend the knight on e5, we will go here and pawn to f4 attacks the knight yet again. Now instead, they can actually do this. If we take here, they will take our rook for free, and they will win the game. But folks, if we take here with a pawn, we're still pinning the queen to the king. So they have to cover up with the bishop. But folks, this pawn over here attacks the bishop yet again on e6, which is still pinned. What the opponent tries to do, what a lot of opponents try to do, is go here and checks the king on g1. And that is not good for black, because we're just gonna take the queen, and it is a blunder. And according to the database, that is the most popular move. But if they don't do that, if they first take our pawn, we will take their queen, and we will win this. And if they don't move their bishop, we will just take their bishop. For example, if they try to move their rook over here, we will just take the bishop over here, and we will win a piece, and it's still plus 5 points in our position. Over here, folks, what if they still don't do this and still do this? But there's a plot twist, because if we take the pawn again on d4, there is another line, which is knight to f6. Tries to go back with the knight on the same position, and they're just simply wasting a move. And this is what we can take advantage of. And if we go knight to f3, they will still have a motive of trying to block out this bishop by going here, because it is so powerful, and we are gonna try to sacrifice there. So folks, they will try to prevent that by going pawn to f6 and trying to go pawn to d5. But before that happens, we are gonna go bishop to g5 and pin their knight, and they will unpin also, using their bishop to go into e7, and so we will castle with king to c1 and try to go with the rook on d1. That doubles up the rook and the queen on this file over here, and they will try to go pawn to d5 and attack our bishop over here, and this is a mistake. We will go here. Why are we gonna go there? Because as you can see, this is a free bishop, right? But no, it's not, because of the fact that we are gonna go here, take the queen on e8, and they cannot go here and take the queen back, because it is pinned by the rook. And as you can notice, it is already checkmate. So that is not an option over there on that move. So they have to castle over there, and now our bishop has to move. But that is still nothing, because we are gonna go queen to h4 and attack their king yet again. Now, in this instance, they cannot still take our bishop, because we will take their queen and they will take back, and we will have a winning position. And if they go bishop here, not take our bishop, we will go here. And now this is an attacking move. We are not trying to go away, but we are trying to attack this time the king now. Stupid like a6, we will just trade the knight, and if they take back or do something else like this, then this is already mate, and so it is very hard for them to stop the mate. But instead, if they go h6, then it's still nothing, because we will sacrifice the bishop, and if they take back, we will just take here, and it is very still hard to stop mate from there, because we will go here and try to checkmate the king over here if they don't do something very good about this. And we got plus 5 points according to the computer. There's a third move over here, which is knight to d7, which protects the knight, and If we take the knight back, that replaces it with a null. And the key move here, if they take back with the knight, that opens up our bishop to take the other bishop, and the queen has to move over here. Then, folks, we will take the rook on f8, and if they take back, we get +2 points in the long run. And not only that, we have a very winning position where the queen is still here, trying to potentially mate the king if we can maybe go here in the future. So, folks, in this bishop's opening, those are the lines I have analyzed already. See you guys in the next video. If you want more chess videos like this, please subscribe and like to motivate me to make more videos. And that's all for this video. Peace out. Thank you for watching.